Yo, yo, yo. Welcome back to another episode of Fight Bloodline. I'm your host, Cash Money, also known as Mr. Take That Chinny Chin Chin. And tonight we'll be breaking down UFC Fight Night, David Onama versus Steve Garcia. Let's go. I think this is going to be a dope fight night. Usually these MMA casuals call these cards with all these bums on there, but I believe this is going to be a really good fight night. I believe there'll be wars, knockouts, subs. I think it'll be really good. Honestly, like some of these guys don't have super big names, but these are going to be some bangers. I think these are all like exciting fights. Like these are all guaranteed to almost have a finish in almost every fight, besides girls. But first fight, we got Dante Jackson versus Saduiquez Damas. This is the middleweight fight. We got Dante. He is 6-0 in the UFC, minus 260 favorite and 5-0 in his last five. Compared to Saduiquez Damas, where he's the 220 underdog, 10-3 in the UFC. He has 2 wins, 2 draws, and oh no. It's weird on here, but he's got 2 wins and 2 losses and 1 draw in his last fight. His last 5 fights, excuse me. But I think I lean more towards Dumas in this fight. I think he's looking back to get another win after all those felonies. And, he needs a little bit of money. That's why he probably took this fight in the Apex. And, oh, yeah, that's where the fights will be taken this weekend, is in the Apex in Vegas. So if you're in Vegas, go check it out. Yeah, I think I just lean more towards Dumas in this one. I think he's the better striker. He's looking to get back in the win column. He's the more technical striker. He'll find the striking quick. He won't just lean towards his wrestling really quick. He's got the more takedown defense. He's got longer in reach. He's way taller. And he's the vet in this fight, just being a little bit older than him. And that's why we're rocking with Saduiquez Dumas by decision or KO/TKO. But next fight, we got Charles Radicki versus Daniel Frunza. We got a welterweight fight. We got Charles Radicki. He is 10-5 in UFC, minus 140 favorite, and 3-2 in his last five. Compared to Daniel Frunza, he's a 120 dog, 9-3 in the UFC, and he's 4-1 in his last five. I went with Radicki on this one because I think he's the better striking. He's a more dominant wrestler. He's got one of the best takedown defenses in the welterweight division, tying with Jack Della Maddalena. I think they have tied for the same takedown defense after the Bilal fight that was obviously updated. We got Frunza, I think, making his UFC debut, if I'm not mistaken. But just a more striker, better striker. He's the more stocky, shorter fighter. He's a little bit older, but I think he masterclass decision. He's gonna go in there. He's gonna box him up, and he'll probably look for a split decision win, because these refs the judges. They've been weird recently. Just saying, calling you out, ref. Or sorry, not referee, the judge. I've been watching too much hockey and football. But yeah, these judges have been really weird about the decisions recently. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was a split decision with these two. Give me Radicki by decision or KO/TKO. Next fight, we got a strawweight fight between Talita Alencar and Arlene Karalusoi. We got Talia Alencar. She's 6 wins UFC, 1 loss and 1 draw. In her last five, she has 3 wins, 1 loss and 1 draw. She's the 300 favorite. She's a little bit older in this matchup. I lean towards her at the striking. Compared to Arline Karolasi, she's the 250 dog, 15-3 in the UFC, and she's 3-2 in her last five. I lean more towards Karolasi in this one. I think she has more dominant submissions, wrestling. I think she's really going to try and control this fight. Either get the win by submission or decision. And don't look for a super entertaining fight. But if you really like watching the wrestling and you're big into the girl fights, definitely check this one out. This is a banger. definitely for the wrestling part compared to more of the striking. Like I said, this is not a casuals card. This is a card for the die-hard MMA fans who really just like watching the sport. Everybody who knows their fighters. But yeah, I'm going with Arlene Carolosi on this one. Definitely by decision or sub. Next fight, we got a light heavyweight fight between Billy Ikana and Kevin Christian. We got Billy in UFC. He's 8-2. He's the 220 favorite and 4-1 in his last five. Kevin Christian, he's the 185 dog, 9-2 in the UFC, and he's 5-0 in his last five. That's exactly why I went with. See, who did I go with? I went with Kevin Christian by KO TKO. I think he definitely has the better submission threats, better striking. I think he's all around just better. He's also has a height of 6'7", so I think he'll definitely be managing the distance more, throwing them teep kicks, and if the fight somewhere gets to where he's in his full guard, don't be surprised if he throws up a triangle or tries to flip him over into top mount, finding a submission from there or possible ground and pound. But expect a Kevin Christian masterclass either by KO, TKO, or sub. Next fight, we got Timmy Kumba versus Chang Ho Lee. We got Timmy Kumba 9-3 in the UFC. Chang Ho Lee, where he's 11-1 in the UFC. Timmy is 3-2 in his last five, compared to Chang Ho Lee, where he's 5-0 in his last five. And this is a bantamweight fight. We got Timmy Kumba. He's a little bit younger than Chang Ho Lee. Both of these dudes have experience in the UFC, but I lean towards Chang Ho Lee with the striking. He has a striking accuracy of 6'7", and that's why I think I'm going with him on this one. I think he's gonna snipe this dude. Look for a early or late round KO by Chang Ho Lee over Timmy Kumba. It's gonna be something crazy, I believe. It's something either gonna be a crazy kick or a spin like a spinning punch possibly. I don't know if you guys have seen that fight, but where that one dude spinned around and then do like that really quick right hand that put him out. I expect one of those possibly. Yeah, with Chang Ho Lee, KO TKO. If not that, decision. Next fight, we got Isaac Dulagarian versus Yander Del Valle. This is a featherweight fight with Isaac Dulagarian, 7-1 in UFC. He's the minus 190 favorite, and he is 4-1 in his last five compared to Yadir Del Valle. He is 165 dog, 9-0 in the UFC, and 5-0 in his last five. And I went with Dulgarian by Dulgarian. I went with him by decision. I think he's got the better wrestling. I think he'll hold him down and do the Hamza, according to my grandma. Shout outs. And as much as I hate the little Chechen whore, he's gonna do the Hamza where he makes the fight boring for 3 rounds and just puts him in a crucifix. But I think that's better than Hamza. I think he'll crucifix for probably the first two. If not, he'll keep it standing and make it super entertaining, unlike Hamza. But just expect not the most highest input fight. Definitely lean towards Yadir Del Valle for the striking. And who knows, though? This is going to be a super close fight, but I lean towards Isaac Dulagarian by split decision. I think it'll be very close. But next fight, we got a bantamweight chick fight between Caitlin Vieira and Norma Dumont. Both these girls sucks. Besides, she's got a reach of. Sorry, y'all. Like my friend just been doing this at school, and now I can't stop myself. Shout out Gabe and Christian. But we got Caitlin Vieira. She's 15-4 in the UFC. She's the plus 130 underdog. She's 3-2 in her last five, with one of those losses being to Kayla Harrison. Compared to Norma Dumont, she's the 150 favorite, 12-2 in the UFC. She's 5-0 in her last five. That's exactly why I'm going with Dumont this one by a unanimous decision. I think she's the better grappler. I think she has better Brazilian jiu-jitsu than Caitlin Vieira. She's not the greatest striker, so I do see her getting KO'd too. But I lean more towards Norma Dumont finding the submission. Next, we got a strawweight fight, another chick fight between Alice Ardelian and Mazerat Ruins. I went with let's see, what's the other chick's name? Alice Ardelian. I went with her by decision. She's 10-7 in the UFC. She's the minus 400 favorite. She's 3-2 in her last five. Compared to Ruins, she's the 350 dog, 10-4 in the UFC. And she's 2-3 in her last five. Yeah, I'm Arlene on this one. I think she's the better striker. She'll find probably just the decision. She'll try and point fight, just control the center of the octagon, throwing body kicks, head kicks. Either I think you either pick by KO, TKO, or decision. If I had to make like a perfect pick on it, but expect a high dominance fight with the striking. Come almost like a if I could compare this fight to what I think it would be close to, probably Mario Batista and Patching Mix, where Mario Batista was really just controlling the center of the octagon, throwing these crazy head kicks and trying to find the knockout, but doesn't get it. Just expect something like that. Next fight, excuse me, throat's a little dry, but we got a welterweight fight between Phil Rowe and Si Kong Ho, KO. Phil Rowe is 11-5 in the UFC. He's the plus 160 dog, and he's 3-2 in his last five. Compared to Si Yo Kong KO. He's the minus 185 favorite, 12-2 in the UFC, and he's 5-0 in his last five. And I went with KO by decision, or how you say it, Ko, or we're calling him KO because that's dope. But yeah, I think he's the better striker. Japanese, or sorry, not Japanese, Korean. I think he's gonna, them Korean fighters always have crazy hands. These dudes want nothing but a win. They're almost like the Dagestanis, where they don't try and go out there and get a crazy knockout. They're just trying to fight for the win. Very disciplined people. He's the younger fighter, better striker, better wrestling defense, and better wrestling offense. He's 5-0 in his last five. Expect a crazy, I think it's gonna be chaos in there from Ko. Yeah, give me Ko by either KO or decision. Next fight, we have a Fat Boys matchup in the heavyweight division between Waldo Cortez Acosta versus Ante Delaja. We got Waldo Cortez Acosta in the UFC. He's 14-2, and he's the minus 141 favorite. And he is 4-1 in his last five. Compared to Ante Delaja, where he had just made his first fight in the UFC not long ago. Also known as one of Tom Aspinall's training teammates, who according to Tom Aspinall, Mr. I Can't See, Mr. Give me my eye patch real quick. He says this Ante Delaja guy is really good. He's talented. He's got knockout power. He goes really hard in sparring. That's exactly why we went with him. He's the 121 dog, 1-0 in the UFC, and 26-6 in his MMA origins, and he is 4-1 in his last five. And that's exactly why we're going with him. He's gonna walk this dude down, get into that top 10, and possibly become a contender. Yeah, Delaja by either KO, TKO. Next fight, we got Alan Nascimento versus Cody Duran. We got Alan Nascimento is 21-6 in the UFC. He's 4-1 in his last five. Compared to Cody Durden. Oh, excuse me. He is 17-8 in the UFC, and he's 1-4 in his last five. Obviously, we all know who I'm going with on this one. We got Nascimento by KO, TKO. I think he's going to put this dude's lights out. This like almost like a look-alike to Nasruddin Imavov, besides the big ol' eyes. But this fool right here, he looks like he's ready to take him out. That's exactly why we're going with him by knockout. But if you really want to make a spicy pick, go with Cody Durden on this one by sub, because I believe if he finds a takedown, he could probably either find the sub or ground and pound. Forgot to mention, Alan Nascimento has a reach of 69. Shout out Darren T on Bro Talk MMA. He taught me this one. Besides, he dodged him. I only missed one in there, and that was Ilya Taporia. Then we got Cody Durden's reach. This is the last time, y'all, I swear. But he's 6'7" in reach. But I'm giving Nascimento by KO TKO. Next fight, we got Jeremiah Wells versus Themba Gorbio. Jeremiah Wells is the 126 dog, 12-4 in the UFC, and 3-2 in his last 5. And this is a welterweight fight. Compared to Themba Gorbio, Gorimbo, I think that's how you say his name. That's an interesting last name. I have to look that up. But he's the 146 favorite, 14-5 in the UFC, and is 4-1 in his last 5. I think I went with Jeremiah Wells on this one. He is the older fighter in this fight. But I think just Themba Gorbio, I don't think he's really ready for this fight. In his last fight, he didn't really look as good. He's really weak towards the wrestling and striking. I just don't think he's really the type of guy to go in there and go on a huge winning streak. But he is 4-1 in his last fight, with that one loss being his last fight, which I believe he lost. I don't know. He hasn't just fought in a while. But, yeah, Jeremiah Wells, for sure, by decision. Main event of the evening time, we got Steve Garcia versus David Onama. We got a featherweight fight. We got Steve Garcia, 18-5 in the UFC. He is the 115 favorite, which is crazy. But he is 5-0 in his last 5. Compared to David Onama, the 105 dog, he's 14-2 in the UFC, and he's 4-1 in his last 5. Now with David Onama on this one, watching that fight back, I took, what's his name over him, Giga Chikadze. This dude is almost, if I could compare him to, like, Antigua Guadier, because he just lands these, like, super heavy strikes. He breaks guards really quick. And we have a guy like Steve Garcia where he's kind of like a tank, where he'll just sit there and take a bunch of hits and just throw one back. He could find the finish against Onama. I wouldn't be surprised. But I think I'm not too worried about Steve Garcia finding the finish, because I feel Onama will end it early, and we'll all get to go to bed happy because we all picked Onama, I hope. Yeah, not much to say on the main event, besides this is a really crappy card. Yeah, you could say I lean towards David Onama on the grappling and the jiu-jitsu. He's a little bit younger. He's a little bit shorter, but it doesn't matter as much. Expect David Onama to get in the top 15 if he wins tonight. For honestly, either of these guys to get a top 15 fight in the UFC. I think that's our episode, guys. Nothing too crazy. I was even thinking about not doing this episode since it's such a crappy fight night. But yeah, I think it's another episode of Fight Bloodline. Announcements coming up soon. We will be doing a show about how the Dodgers and the Canadian Bird, whatever team it is. I don't pay a whole lot of attention to MLB, but we'll be having a special guest on for that show. I'll be announcing that later on TikTok. But see any more announcements? Merch is expected in about, give me 4 or 5 weeks from today. I believe today is October 30th. Also, happy Halloween. Safe trick or treating, y'all. You know, just be safe. Don't be doing bad stuff. And I think that's pretty much it. I covered everything. If there's anything I didn't cover in the comments, let me know. Shout outs to Bro Talk MMA. Go check out their show. I believe they should be live right now. But go check them out. Utica. Go listen to his music. The Undeniably Illest Kind of Round. Is an artist on Spotify, YouTuber. See what else. Oh yeah, Ray Bucks. He's also a podcast host on Bro Talk MMA. Shout out to Darren Teed. Uh, go subscribe to G Mickelson one on YouTube. They got their weightlifting stuff over there, doing football stuff. I think that's the episode, y'all. But this is Fight Bloodline, y'all. Peace.